What's up guys, David here, and the speed test you have all been asking for is finally here between the HTC 10 and the Samsung Galaxy S7. Now, both of these phones are powered by the same Snapdragon 820 processor along with 4GB RAM. So this speed test, like many, will come down to the software optimization. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So you know the drill, we'll kick this thing off by starting the stopwatches on each phone, and right off the bat, the S7 takes the lead over the HTC 10 with it quickly snapping that selfie and moving on to the gaming row where it begins working on Subway Surf. But with its quick animations, the HTC 10 hasn't fallen too far behind, with it also working on the gaming row where it looks to make up for lost ground. As the S7 moves on to True Skate, it looks like it has increased its lead over the HTC 10, with it now being a full lap ahead working on Smash Hit. So the HTC 10 has its work cut out for it, but luckily it still has half of this first lap to go, along with all of the second lap, where if you've been keeping up with our speed test, you know that the Snapdragon variant of the S7 tends to struggle. As the HTC 10 begins loading up Clash of Clans, the S7 finishes up with Photoshop Mix and begins working on Lapse It, where both phones will have to put their Snapdragon 820s to the test and create a time lapse from the same exact video file, which for this speed test is an awesome slow-mo clip of a money toss, so thumbs up for that. Anyways, the HTC 10 is now joining the S7 in this processor-intensive task, and from the looks of it is going at about the same rate as the S7, which is kind of to be expected as both phones have the same processor, which means that the HTC won't be making up any ground here, with the S7 maintaining its lead as it finishes up Lapse It and moves on to Hulu. So the window of opportunity for the HTC 10 to win this speed test keeps getting smaller and smaller, so at this point its only real shot at winning this thing is in the second lap, which, speaking of, the S7 is about to enter as it finishes the last leg of this first lap by loading both the mobile and the desktop versions of the Newegg website. And there you go, the S7 finishes the first lap with a time of 1 minute and 42 seconds, with the HTC 10 trying its best to catch up, with it finishing the first lap 10 seconds later with a time of 1 minute and 52 seconds. Okay, so this is the moment all of you HTC fans have been waiting for. The S7 had to reload Subway Surfer, so we'll see if the HTC has to do the same. And no, it has the app ready to go in the background as it does True Skate, so the HTC 10 takes the lead, just ripping through this second lap, with it seemingly having every app ready to go in the background. Photoshop Mix, open. Lapse It, open. Hulu, open. The Fly on My Pants, not open. Anyways, the HTC races to the finish line with a total time of 2 minutes and 21 seconds, with the second lap only taking it 28 seconds to finish. So it's the same old story with the S7, with it not having all the apps ready to go in the background despite having the same amount of RAM, with it finishing the speed test with a total time of 2 minutes and 36 seconds, making the winner the HTC 10. That is it for me in this video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.